The Tamil Nadu government has issued stern warnings to school authorities against caste-based discrimination in state-run and aided schools. Following recommendations from a panel headed by former Madras High Court Judge Justice K. Chandru, chief education officers have been directed to take firm action against teachers who promote caste animosity among students. Heads of schools have been warned that failure to act could damage the institution's credibility. This comes in the backdrop of serious incidents, including the Nanguneri attack in Tirunelveli, where a 17-year-old Dalit student and his sibling, that is 14-year-old sister, were brutally attacked and assaulted by classmates from a so-called intermediate caste. The panel recommended measures such as banning caste identifiers like colored wristbands, rings, or forehead marks, and keeping student caste information confidential, especially regarding scholarships. Schools are also instructed to strengthen grievance redressal, with weekly reviews by the Student Safeguard Advisory Committee and action reports forwarded to the chief education officers. The circular reiterates the total ban on mobile phones, which must be returned only to parents if confiscated. Caste pride remains deeply ingrained in Tamil Nadu villages, with communities openly displaying color-coded caste markers in public spaces. You can see them on cars. I've seen them all over. This subtle yet pervasive discrimination has seeped into classrooms, influencing student interactions and even access to basic facilities. Now, key findings from a recent study by the Tamil Nadu Untouchability Eradication Front show around 30% of surveyed schools reported caste-based discrimination against Dalit students. Practices include forcing Dalit students to clean toilets, separate queues for meals, and unequal access to laboratories, playtime, and cultural events. Occasional student clashes along caste lines were also reported. What is the way out? Will anything change with this circular? I doubt it. Call me a cynic, but I doubt it. Satish Kumar is joining us, who's an advocate with the Madras High Court, to speak about it, and S. Muralidharan, who's a, I beg your pardon, political analyst, as well as Dr. P. Ratna Sabapati, founder and counselor, Teachers Educators Academy. A very, very warm welcome to all of you. Let me come to Dr. Ratna Sabapati first. Dr. Sabapati, can you hear me? All right, I think we've lost the connection to him. What do you think, Muralidharan? Do you think anything will change? I mean, there have been cruel incidents leading to deaths. These students wear caste wristbands, they wear all kinds of things, they call each other by caste names, they also, engage in slurs. You think this is just, I think, is an election gimmick? I'm sorry.
Absolutely, Sudha. See, the Dravidian parties keep talking about, we are, social justice, Tamil Nadu opposes social justice. And we are, in fact, they keep using Periyar's name, saying that he's the one to eradicate casteism here. And we have removed the surname, casteist surname from our names, and we use the father's name, whatever. This is what they keep boasting about. But if you really look at even the current ruling dispensation, ministers like K.N. Nehru, then Mr. What is it? Durai Murugan, Mr. Ponmudi. These are like hardcore casteist people. They have criticized other caste even on stage. Even they pick on people saying that what's your caste? What's your SC, right? Your SC. That kind of what do you say? I mean, they're strong in their casteist mindset. And that's how they've been projecting, and that's how the entire machinery also works. And we also know that what happened in Bengavel. After all these years, we're still not able to pinpoint at somebody. And at the end, they said no, everybody's responsible or whatever. The entire community, they blame the entire community, and they went ahead. So this is the problem here. So whatever they talk, they actually don't do, and it's all about gimmicks, and it's about politics. And if they really want to eradicate the caste system, I think they have to go down to the grassroots and say, no more, we will not ask you for community certificate before you join, and do away with the reservation. That's the only way. And start giving reservation based on economic status of the person and not by the caste names, etc. And that's the only way to go forward. I don't think this is going to work, and it's all another gimmick.
Yeah, but it's such a pity, Satish Kumar. These are children, 14, 15, 16. That Tirunelveli incident, I mean, it still sends a shiver down my spine. Not only that, before that incident also, some other students were sitting there and asked him to get something from the market. And when he said that no, he has to study, they said, how dare you? Who are you? I've seen, also heard about how they are not allowed to celebrate. I mean, let's say a wedding out in the open, you are not allowed to drink water. This is a state where you speak about equality, samuttavam, you speak about caste annihilation, and Tandai Periyar is one of the greatest ever. But Satish Kumar, that's why we have judiciary, we have courts. Now I am asking you,
Exactly.
in schools, if this happens, unless the class teacher, unless the principal of a school is in cahoots, this will not be encouraged. And apparently they are in cahoots with them because the local MLA or MLC, the local legislator as it were, will see to it that they are finished off if they do not adhere to these rules, Satish Kumar.
Exactly, Smita. Sudha, first of all, I personally feel that it's my personal opinion. The circular made by Tamil Nadu government, it's totally looks like an eyewash by the government because the elections are coming nearby. Because this, especially the Dravidian parties, they grew only because of showing as if they are the pillars of social justice and equality. But what happens in practice and from the beginning, not today or yesterday, for the past 100 years, this Dravidian parties, they grew only based on the caste biased approach. This is absolutely everyone will accept. Even if when they are selecting the candidates for their election, they go only based on the caste-based candidates. Then how we can eradicate caste bias discrimination in Tamil Nadu? And this, especially the circular, though you may say that in schools discriminations are happening. What about the college? What about the other institutions? What happened recently in Dindivanam? Yes, but in Dindivanam, yeah, officer, because he was belonged to a lower caste, he was asked to fall down before the feet of another political leader belongs to DMK. So this is in the mindset of the people. I strongly object, Sudha. You are talking about Periyar. Periyar, I would say rather very openly, I dare to say, Periyar, he himself has not thrown out from his mind till end of his life that his name belongs to Nayakar. He always he liked himself to be called only as a Nayakar than anything else. So I think the casteism, what I suggest, the casteism is only a community-based system. The discrimination or humiliating one caste to the other, that is opposed everywhere, not only here, everywhere. But naming them, or even if you see, I strongly doubt the Honorable Justice Chandru's report. This is absolutely, on many aspects, is a non-application of mind by the judge. That's what I would rather say. Because having a bindi on the forehead, or maybe the thread on the neck or something like that, that is not the issue here. It is in the minds of the people. It is been
Yeah, but that's another conversation. When you wear something on your forehead, or if you are flaunting your sacred thread, you do not know what you're doing to the other. In a place of work, you and I are equals. Let's not flaunt who I am.
No,
Dr.
that
P,
is not.
I'll come back to you.
That is
Satish,
not the. That is not
I
the
will come
sign
back
of
to you.
discrimination.
Satish,
that is not a sign of discrimination.
it is.
That's what I would say. Don't say
it's
it is
another
discrimination.
conversation. It is another conversation. It's my personal opinion against yours. I have no business. I was born in a particular way, but I have no right to flaunt it. Dr. P. Ratnasabapathy, a founder and counselor, Teacher Educators Academy, is also joined us. Dr. Ratnasabapathy, do you think this circular, which has been issued by the Tamil Nadu government to schools to not adhere to caste discrimination, what do you think? For me, it is just an eyewash, because there is so much of violence which is ingrained in the minds of the young students that this circular will not do much. What is your opinion, Dr. Ratnasabapathy?
Government has trying its level best to remove all such things in the society. I think Mr. Gentleman who spoke before me is against Periyar. Against Periyar. Periyar never called himself as Nayak. Never called. Maybe others might have called him as Nayak. Periyar never called him as Nayak. And he tried his level best to get away with the caste system. Get away with caste system. But
Audio, I
what
mean,
is
Ratna
happening
Sabhapati sir,
today?
your audio is a problem. Let's fix it and get back to you, sir. We couldn't hear you very well. My apologies for that. Muralidharan, the thing is that without getting into, whatever, I just think that it has ingrained into the minds of these young students. Imagine you are 14, 15 and you're saying this. If Anbil Mahesh really wanted it, he could have done it 2 years ago because it was increasing. I've done a lot of stories on this. It's about the same man, the same young person who's prepubescent or young adult is growing up to be someone who is now imbibing this forever, ingesting it into his system. But don't you think, Muralidharan, there is also a compulsion because like I told Satish, they are all in it together. The teacher, class teacher, the principal, the district administration, the district politician, all of them. And there is nothing one can do about it.
Yeah, so see, in a civilized society, how can we accept something like honor killing? Honor killing goes on. I mean, it used to happen. It had happened in my family. I'm talking about some 30 years ago. I was a small child. I could not do much. But today I would have gone to the police straight. I mean, if people are not that sensitive enough, somebody in the family, a girl, in our family, I'll tell you the story. She committed a mistake and she, eloped with them. It's not a mistake. She loved some low caste boy and she ran off with him. And she should have left it at that point, but they brought her back and killed her kind of. These are like absurd. These are things, which you can't, really, digest. And it still haunts me, we couldn't do much. So I'm saying these things, should come to light and they should enact laws to counter this. And the counseling of these kids should start from, from the grassroots.
I'm going to sound like a cynic and a lot of people are going to say, who is she? But there is Prevention of SC/ST Act 1973, which is in place. There are lots of other laws. There is a rule book for every school to follow in every state, also at the center. But who cares? It's been thrown away and children are being indoctrinated to adhere to caste.